Hey everyone, Bob Mangino here. Losing your escrow money can be a nightmare. Let's look at the different ways we can save your escrow money, whether you use the NABOR standard contract or the NABOR as-is contract. First, we'll look at the NABOR standard contract, which is probably the most used contract in Naples. This is a good contract when you anticipate asking the seller for repairs, but limits the buyer's option to cancel the contract for inspection items. The second contract we'll look at is the NABOR as-is contract. This is a popular contract when you do not anticipate asking the seller for repairs. The NABOR as-is does not limit the buyer's options to cancel the contract like the standard contract does. The buyer can cancel the contract for any reason during the 15-day inspection period and not put their earnest money at risk. We will focus on the inspection clause in each of these contracts to show you how to keep your earnest money safe. Let's look at the slides covering these two contracts. With the NABOR standard contract, the buyer can get themselves in trouble with their escrow deposit, and we'll show you how they can do that. It's because the seller under this contract is only obligated to fix defective inspection items as listed in the contract, and those items happen to be systems and equipment, toxic mold, radon over 4 pixel, open permits or other permitted issues, lead-based paint, and also wood-destroying organisms. All other items are considered cosmetic items, which the seller is not obligated to fix. But in many cases, during the inspection period, coming back in the inspection report, we'll see elevated levels of allergenic mold, which is Penicillin aspergillus. And if the buyer is allergic to mold or has any type of respiratory problems like COPD or asthma, they may not want to purchase the property due to this elevated mold. And if they do cancel the contract due to a cosmetic item, they do put their escrow deposit at risk because the seller is not obligated under the contract to fix cosmetic items, which elevated allergenic mold would be an example of. So the buyer has to become familiar with the contract and know the difference between defective inspection items, which the seller is required to fix, or cosmetic inspection items, which the seller is not obligated under the contract to fix. This is the NABOR as-is contract. It's one of the more popular contracts in Naples, Florida, also known as a free look contract, because the buyer gets to look at the property and can cancel the contract for any reason during the 15-day inspection period. So this gives the buyer a lot of latitude. That's a good way to make sure you don't put your escrow deposit at risk. And this is a very popular contract here in Naples, Florida. In conclusion, with the NABOR standard contract during the inspection period, the buyer is limited to only canceling the contract if the seller refuses to fix one of the 6 defective inspection items listed in the contract, which are systems and equipment, toxic mold, not allergenic mold, radon above 4 pixel, not radon below 4 pixel, open permits, wood-destroying organisms, and lead-based paint. The sellers are only obligated under the NABOR standard contract to fix defective inspection items listed in the contract. With the as-is contract, the buyer is not limited to what inspection items they can cancel the contract over. With the NABOR as-is contract, the buyer can cancel the contract for any reason during the 15-day inspection period and not put their earnest money at risk. If you have any real estate questions, give me a call. My contact information is in the information section below this video. Please enter in the comments section below your experience with the inspection process here in Florida. For more videos like this, click the video above. Hope to hear from you.